But the graffiti has been all throughout the town, though, right? On the lower levels.
Yeah. Yeah, it is along the town. Sorry, a bunch of boxes fell in our basement. Yeah, so it has been on various buildings. You've noticed that pretty much every day over the last week or two that the city guard or city folk have been trying to clean up the graffiti as it's written, but it is sort of scattered on various buildings, and you've also seen that or heard that it doesn't matter. It's not like a specific location of the city. It's been up on Obsidian Avenue all the way down to Ash Avenue and just random buildings as well. So it doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason.
And it class doesn't seem to have any effect on where the graffiti's being done.
No, it doesn't actually. So, which is also kind of interesting too, right? So it's been pretty much everywhere around the city.
So there's not even a way we could stake a place out to find anything.
You could. The question would be, where would you stake? I guess would be the question.
Nor do we have a clue where they're coming into the city from, correct?
Right. I think last session you guys had determined that it probably wasn't obviously through the gates because they check everybody as they come through and charge them a tax and whatnot. That they haven't come up through Gal's locks because remember the storm chasers destroyed that. I think that's their name. Destroyed that entrance. Storm blades. Sorry, not storm chasers.
Well, we're moving kind of slow tonight, I think.
Having a
I
little
just don't
perplexed.
remember anything.
Little perplexed, huh? So you could do some investigation rolls. You could do perception checks. Other skills that you could think of to try to get more information if you wanted to, or to ask around town. Those sorts of things to see if anybody has any information or you guys see anything, stuff like that.
So I was reading in the cauldron, I think
Mm-hmm.
is the city guard think that it's the last laugh that's instigating this. But we don't have a contact in the last laugh other than the people we ran into in that alleyway, right? Does anybody remember who that was?
It was a female.
Well, that narrows it down to about half of the city. Thanks, Lee.
Literally half, right?
Well, that was more than anyone else offered.
So yeah, I mean you don't. You have the obviously the lady you guys had seen that was abducting the priest from the Church of St. Cuthbert, right? That was heading there. Um, the last laugh works obviously throughout Cauldron, but you haven't really found the location of the spot of that. You may have some suspicions on what could be potentially their front if anybody kind of thinks back to entering in certain buildings or certain discussions that occurred, but you guys may not remember from a week or two ago.
No, all I remember about the last laugh is they paint their faces like in the theater.
Yes, that's exactly right. Yep.
So we can start by maybe looking around. Nar might know some places.
Yeah.
Is there an old Fortune teller or anything in the lower part of town?
Hmm. So sure, there's various sort of fortune tellers, I guess you would call them, seers, people that have their little shop that you could go and pay, a cop silver or even a gold if you're really really looking for the full treatment. So down below, absolutely. Also, just as a reminder, you did get some hints and tips about the orphanage as well. That was from somebody that's known to you all, that had a connection or a sort of a seer type of thing. I don't know if you all remember that as well.
I don't remember a seer or anything like that with the orphanage.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I thought it was with St. Cuthbert.
Yeah, there was, right. There was something with Jenya, right? She had some way
Yeah.
that she could sort of figure out some things too. There's that. You could definitely go down, like you said, Lee, though, and go down and see a seer in the lower parts as well. I think those are options for you.
Yeah, didn't Genius Seer um like give us some prophecy when before we went down into under Gelves?
Yeah, that was about the kids, wasn't it? Finding the kids.
Yeah, but wasn't she a seer?
She had been given a sight for that. I'm not sure if she was a seer or not.
Okay.
I can't remember if she was. I thought she was just one of the priestesses at the St. Cuthbert.
Yeah, you're right. She was, but she had access to a relic or a magical item that potentially could give her sight into things. It was called the Star of Justice.
Well, I guess we could go back and ask her if she has any information.
I think both of those are very valid sort of plans, just so you know.
Oh, I've got it written as the Rock of Justice.
It could be that too.
So what shall we do first?
I don't feel great about bothering her about something as trivial as graffiti.
Okay, let's go find the person down on the lower rung.
We should be able to do that.
Sounds good. Are you looking for a particular shop, or are you just going to grab the first one that you can find?
The first one I find, it gives me a good feeling.
Alrighty, that sounds good.
All right.
So can you give me a feelings roll then? Perfect. I like it. So as you're, kind of walking down the city there, you get over towards the low pole street between Lava and Ash. And it's kind of in the northwest, kind of 1 o'clock position over there. And as you walk by, you see there's Aldorus's sightseeing is what it's called, but you recognize that it's not actually sightseeing throughout the town, but probably more of a someone who can roll the cards or the dice or look at the tarot cards and things like that.
Nothing odd about the outside of the building or anything?
Well, depends on what you consider odd, I guess. So there are, various dried chicken legs hanging outside, and there's sort of jars of who knows what that are sitting on the shelves, kind of in the window there. But no, otherwise it looks normal.
Go in.
Alrighty. So as you kind of walk into the store, you see that it's a very small sort of building. There's not anything else other than kind of these shelves on the walls with various sort of trinkets and whatnot that are hanging there, and you can tell that there's religious totems and whatnot from various places that you probably don't recognize. And you do see that there's a room that's off to the back behind sort of a counter that's there. And you see there's the curtains opened and there's a table that's around there. And there's about 7 or 8 chairs all around the table. And there's various little symbols kind of on the walls that are there painted and whatnot. And you see there's a halfling male who's kind of sitting there, and he's just kind of shuffling through this deck of what looks like some cards. And he hears you kind of walk in and looks at you, and he says, "Hello."
Greetings.
Hi. Boy, you looking to buy some liquids?
We're looking for some help finding something.
Ah, okay. You've come to the right place. You see, he kind of jumps off the chair and sort of puts the cards underneath the counter, and he comes over and kind of wipes his hand on his pants and puts his hand out for a handshake.
I'll shake his hand.
All right. He says, "Eldoris, nice to meet you." And he looks around. He says, "You've got quite the group."
Yeah, we do. I'm Billy Ray. So
All right,
what we're
Billy.
looking for is we're trying to find out where these graffiti people are coming from. Any ideas?
Oh, yes. I just had a calling of that. Please follow me. And he kind of walks you past or he walks behind the counter, and he sort of waves as he's walking with his backs to you, and his hand sort of waves forward. And
Do I sense anything magic in here? I'll cast my detect magic.
yeah, sure. So you sort of scope around, and you don't see anything that appears to be magical at all.
Okay. I didn't
Yep.
think there would be.
Right, exactly. And yeah. So knowing your detect magic, you look at the symbols on the wall, and they're the sort of copies of what could be magical ruins, but they're poorly drawn and whatnot. So, and Lee, I see you got something else there to see. What you
Yeah,
think?
I want to know if I believe him when he said it. He just had a seeing on that.
Okay, gotcha. All right, let's see how he does. Yeah. You think that he believes that he knows some stuff that can help you, and he kind of turns around and he looks to y'all and he says, "Are you coming?"
Yeah, I follow him.
Alrighty.
For sure.
Okay. So as he stands there, he kind of stands near the opening of that room with the table, and his hand's on the curtain, and he kind of waits and sort of waves you all in, and he says, "Please have a seat, any seat."
Are there enough to accommodate us?
There is, yeah. There's about 8 seats in here, so definitely enough.
Let me guess, around this big ominous table.
With a
Right.
crystal ball in the middle.
Well, there's a ball. You don't know if it's crystal, but there's definitely a circular ball that's in the center of the table.
As opposed to the square balls.
You're right. Exactly. That's funny.
I'm going to sit in the chair closest to the one I think he would sit in for the crystal ball.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. That sounds good. So you kind of sit down. You do see there's one chair that seems to be a little bit more ornate than the rest of them. So you expect that's probably his chair. As you all come in, you see he sort of pulls that curtain to the side and closes it, and he kind of moves around, and as he closes the curtain, it does get really dim in here, and he has kind of a candle on one of the sconces, and he brings it over and sets it in front of his seat in front of the little crystal ball, and he kind of sits down and he says, "So you've come to the right place. Now you all have to believe, right? Otherwise this won't work."
Oh, I believe in a lot of things.
Excellent. He says, "Now, matter of payment." He says,
I'm
"How many
waiting.
questions are you looking for answers to?"
2.
Right? He says, "And do you want to hear their voice in those questions, or do you just want them to communicate through me?"
We're just looking for information.
Ah, I see. You're kind of down to business kind of man then, aren't you?
Yeah, life's too short for bullshit.
Ah, gotcha. All right. Well, 2 questions would be 4 silver, and none of those jester coins. Those will get you into trouble.
Yeah, we found that out. I'll pull out
Yes.
4 silver and set it on the table.
All right.
I won't pass it over to him yet.
Okay. All right. You see, he kind of looks over to it, and he kind of sits a little bit higher in his chair because he's, a halfling, and you're on probably the opposite side. So he kind of looks over and he kind of counts. He goes, "Ah, very good, very good." And he says, "Please, so I do ask that just so you know, there's no magical casting in here. It could definitely disrupt with any sort of commutation that I have. I ask that no weapons be produced. My eyes may be closed at times, and please do not scare me, okay?"
Sure, no problem.
All right. And so he kind of looks around, and you see he kind of puts his hands sort of on his lap, and he sort of leans forward towards the crystal ball, and his face is there in front of the candle, and starts humming. And I need a perception check from everybody. Oh wait,
Did he close his eyes?
he did. He did close his eyes. Yeah.
All right, I'll use prestidigitation to turn the to snuff out the candle.
Okay, sounds good. I like it. All right. Jeez, nice roll, everybody. Holy smokes. Except for Jester, but that's okay. He's so enamored, probably.
Yeah, in the theatrics, I can see that.
Right.
Oh,
right.
look, if the lights go out, it gives a good effect, right?
Yeah, right.
He's trying to figure out how he can add something like this into his act.
Yeah, exactly, right. So all of you, everybody, actually, you see, Eris, just before you kind of snuff out that candle, you see he reaches under, you can see his hands underneath the table, and they're sort of moving, and he's not very good at this, and you see the crystal ball, there's a hole in the table where it goes into that crystal ball, and he cracks what looks like a smoke stick, and you see the smoke sort of fills up inside the crystal ball, and, you can kind of glows through the candle, and immediately the candle goes out, right? So it's pretty much dark except for the outline of the curtain for the outside, and his eyes are closed, and he goes, "I'm feeling like something." He opens his eyes, he goes, "Oh my goodness." And he just sort of stumbles a little bit. He goes, "Oh, the spirits are strong."
All right, so I'll ask you my second question first. Is that okay?
He says, "The spirits may not like that. They may not give you a good answer."
I say that would make it the first question.
All right, then I'll ask my first question. Would that make the spirits happier?
Yes, they don't like being tricked.
Can you tell us what happened to the last person who tried to rip us off with bullshit answers?
Just then, since you guys are now on to his gig, you see that he reaches underneath the table, and there must be a hidden drawer or something there, and he pulls something out, and he drops what sounds like marbles on the floor. He goes, "Oh, the spirits have entered the room. Quiet. Let me ask them." And he kind of peeks.
Light up the candles again.
He goes, "Whoa!" And you see his eyes get really big, and he's like, "Wow, they are really powerful today. Oh my goodness!" And he looks around at all of you to see, and he says, "Oh, they said the questions you ask need more silver." He's like, "They're asking for more silver. Do you have more silver?"
The spirits want more silver? What are they going to buy?
I don't-
Spiritual healing?
Maybe. He's like, "But they're asking for more silver. They're asking for a silver apiece for the questions."
We're giving you 4 silver. That's 2 silver apiece for each question. So I'm pretty sure that beats the 1 silver they're already asking for. So yeah, there you go. You're getting a profit.
You see that he takes his knee and he hits the top of the table, goes boom, and the whole table shakes. He goes, "Oh, they're very mad."
Oh, wait. I got something that might improve their thinking here. I'm going to reach into my backpack, pull out my crowbar, and set it on the table in front of me.
He says, "Oh, no weapons, no weapons."
That's not a weapon. That's a crowbar. I like to think of it as a teaching tool.
They don't
It's
like
one
that.
that spirits really like.
He's like, "They don't like that." He closes his eyes again and he starts humming.
Does he closes his eyes, you said?
Yeah, he closes his eyes again.
I cast Charm Person on him.
All right, sounds good.
It's a DC Wisdom DC 14.
Alrighty, gotcha. Well, let's see how he does. So he has a -2. He fails. So he just sort of opens his eyes and stares off.
So, Aldoris, my
Yes.
friend here would like you to answer his questions and answer it honestly, if you can.
I can answer questions honestly.
Okay. Hey, Lee, go ahead.
I so want to ask something else to start with, but I'm not going to.
He's charmed for an hour, so you got it. Go for it.
Do you have any information on these graffitis that's happening?
Yes, it's written by goblins.
Is that for a fact or just what you've heard?
I've seen goblins writing on walls.
Do you know where they're coming from?
Their moms.
Damn it, you beat me to it.
That was for you, Brian. I was thinking about you.
Have you come close to the afterlife?
I'm not
He
dead.
doesn't have to tell the truth. He's just more,
Swayed by you.
right.
Yeah.
Do you know where the goblins stay during the day?
I do not. But I would ask the red-eyed dwarf, and he'll lie.
The red-eyed dwarf, what's his name?
Don't know his name. He's the red-eyed dwarf.
Where is the red-eyed dwarf to be found?
I'm looking in a mirror.
Apologize, I have a peanut gallery down here with me. Sorry. My wife is laughing at me. What was the question again,
somebody's
Steve?
got to run the NPCs, Greg. Somebody's got to run
I
them
know.
there.
That's what I keep telling her, but she just doesn't understand that. And she asked if she could be down here, and look what happens. So, sorry, what was the question again? I got distracted.
Where does he know where we could find the red-eyed dwarf?
No, I don't. Look at one of the taverns. He used to be a drinker.
Hey, do you know anything about the laughing, oh god, I forgot what they are.
Laughing cow.
No, the last laugh. Do you know where the last laugh hang out? We just want to have a quick chat with them too. No trouble. Just want to have a chat with them.
Sorry, I had to send the peanut gallery away because she was crying, laughing so hard at me. I'm sorry. So he says, no, I don't know where it's at. Where he's at.
Wait. I got to pause the game for a second. We're allowed to send our spouse away? That's available option?
It is in my house. Otherwise, you just hear her laughing nonstop in the background.
Okay, sorry. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
no problem. I apologize too. So, so yeah, he says I don't know where he drinks. If that was the question, sorry.
Do you have any other information that would help us find these goblins?
He says, I heard the goblins speak one night.
Well, that's certainly going to be helpful finding them.
And suddenly what he does is, as you see now, he takes what looks like a little bit of flash powder that kids use for specific holidays or celebrations that they can throw on the floor. That kind of snaps and little lights pop out. And he reaches in his pocket and he throws it out behind him, pretty obviously here at this point, right? And also all these sparks and everything behind him. And he says, "They said Drakthar, the bloodmonger." He looks at all of you like it's the best performance ever with a big smile.
My friend here, Nar, he might be able to teach you a few things.
He looks a little disappointed, and looks
Yeah,
over.
Nar looks a little disappointed too. It's pretty amateurish. He's not going to say much.
And he kind of looks and he says, "I'm sure that was worth 4 silver."
But you know what?
Materials alone.
Greg, I'm while he's distracted with that.
Yeah.
I'm sliding a knife out of my belt under the
Okay.
table, and
Sure.
I'm cutting any wires that I can find under there as subtly as I can.
Okay, all right. Just a stealth roll for me, please. He's a little looking at everybody else in the face, and oh yeah, no problem. So you kind of feel there's all kinds of wires and contraptions underneath that table. So as you sort of feel about, you can feel there's like little hidden chambers and things, and you kind of cut some stuff and whatnot, and you cut one of them, and you see where the coins were sitting on the table. There's suddenly a trap door, and the coins sort of fall in, and his eyes open wide, and he says, "The spirits have spoken. They took your coins."
Guess
Lee.
that means that you don't get paid then, huh? Or they get paid, but you don't?
They're always taking my coin. I can barely live down here. Kind of looks down and sort of at the bottom of the table, a little bit dejected now.
Well, you tell us more about Drakthar the Bloodmonger, and we'll see about a couple more copper for you.
Like now the show is completely over, right? And he's like, I don't really know anything. They just kept saying that all over and over. Drakthar. And I even I one of the writings on the wall on the other side said, "Hail Drakthar, the Lord of the Rats." I don't know what that means. That's all I really know.
So the red-eyed dwarf, that's all you know about him? And you said he hangs out in some of the inns? I'm assuming down on the lower rungs, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
Can I tell if he's being truthful in that?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, my best roll.
Yeah, so you figure he probably is. I mean, you've got him charmed, and he doesn't look like he's showing anything that wouldn't appear to be untruthful. He seems dejected, though, a little sad.
Yeah, I can see that.
He says, I don't get many visitors anymore. It was nice for you all to come in. If you like the show, I hope you tell some of your friends."
Well, I know how hard it is, for an entertainer to make a living around here. So we appreciate the information. If you think of anything else that might help us, you look us up, okay? We're the you can find us, ask anybody down at the God, I can't remember the name of anything tonight.
Got the
The Rusty Bucket. Yeah, we hang out at the Rusty Bucket. You can ask for the Aquanauts down there, and yeah.
It's canon now. All right.
Yeah, it is.
Got
I
you
will
stuck
count
now.
out like 10 copper pieces and
Oh,
then
okay.
pass it over to him.
He picks them up and he says, I appreciate that, and I got you. And I'll make sure I reach out to the Dirty Bucket and let them know if I see anything, I'll come over and see you there.
Okay.
And he sort of slides his chair back and and kind of walks over to the curtain and sort of sheepishly sort of pulls it open. And he says, "Anytime you want more fortune telling, please come back."
I'm going to lean over and put my mouth right next to his ear
Okay.
and say and whisper to him, just so he can hear it. I'm going
Uh
to
huh.
whisper, the spirits are aware that if any of this gets out, they're going to spend half of their earnings burying a friend, right?
You see his eyes get
And then I'm
really
going to
wide.
stand up and walk away.
Okay. I assume you're trying to intimidate him.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah. All right. Intimidation roll for me.
because I'm really good at this.
Yeah, that's all right. So you see his eyes get really, really wide, and he says, "I'm closed for the day. I'll have a good day."
Perception check. I want to know if he peed himself.
Just a little.
It happens when people shoot at you.
Right.
Are there, since I seem to spend a decent amount of time at the Dirty Bucket, are there
Yeah.
a lot of dwarves that come in there?
You have not seen any dwarves come in there in the few months that you've been there.
Guys, I don't think there's any dwarves that come to the Dirty Bucket.
Well, since I have been following Jester around to all of his shows, do I remember any of them up at the Tip Tankard? I think is the name of it.
Tip tankard. Yeah. So there has been some a couple dwarves and gnomes and things like that have come through there.
I'm trying to think of all the other places that he's played at.
The slippery eel.
Yep, he's played at the Slippery Eel as well. You do know that there has been some dwarves here and there at both of those places. However, anybody that's there regularly, not that you can sort of remember at all.
All right, how about we head over to the Slippery Eel then? That looks like a place that they might hang out.
Okay.
Lead the way, because I'm not for sure I know how to get there.
Where are we right now? Other than somewhere down on Ash
Yep,
Avenue.
you're right there. I just put a pin down for him. Eldorus is Seer Sayer. He's got a little pin for his hut.
I feel sad for Aldorus. I'm gonna get Jester to come back and show him some things. Like teach him how to be more flamboyant.
Yeah, so he can rip off more people.
Jester's not much of an actor, though. He's more of a joke teller. Maybe a bit of a poet.
Well,
All right, we'll head around. Probably cut through Low Trumpet and then head on up to the Slippery Eel.
All right, gotcha. So you guys head up towards the Slippery Eel, and as you kind of get to the doors, you've obviously been in here many times before, and the door kind of opens, and you walk in, and you do see that. Thanks for the token. Thanks. That there are a few people in here you recognize as probably the regular drunkards that are there, and the same bartenders there as well. And the place is pretty quiet and subdued during the day. There's people drinking, kind of talking in low sort of discussions and whatnot. There's nobody entertaining currently.
Greg, as we're traveling in town, I'm
Yeah.
trying to keep a casual lookout for anybody who might be tailing us or paying too much attention to us.
Sure. Yeah, so Lee, as you guys were moving and you came along, I think you went through Middle Trumpet Street, I think is what you had said, there, Eris.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
We cut a crossing and went up that way.
Yeah, so Lee, you had noticed as you made the turn down Middle Trumpet Street, there was somebody that was walking along Lava Avenue, that was kind of walking towards you, that seems to have kind of come up through Middle Trumpet Street and looked to be going into the building, and then when you come up on Magma Avenue, you see that they've actually cut through the buildings and are on Magna Avenue, and they're standing probably about 300 or 400 yards away from you, just sort of leaning against the building, kind of looking in your general direction. And you see that it's a female. She looks to be fairly young, human. She's kind of a little bit. She wears a cloak, and she has some studded armor on her as well. And she kind of looks in your direction. She's probably in her early 20s. She's got red hair that's sort of put into a ponytail that you see, and it's sort of wrapped up in a bun, kind of on the left side of her head. That's there, and she's just kind of looking in your general direction. She's probably average size. She's not super thin, but she's not like super big either. She's about 5 feet tall, and just kind of looking in your general direction down the street.
Okay.
So as you guys enter in there, you see the bartender looks, and he goes, in for an early morning drink, I see. Gonna be the usual.
Tea for me, please.
Of course, for the dwarf. You hear him mutter underneath his voice as he goes to the back and walks through the little doors that are there and goes into the back to get some tea.
Is there anybody else in here?
Yeah, there's a few people that are here, some older men and women that are sort of sitting at tables, groups of 2 and 3, just kind of generally talking to each other. There's one guy at the bar who's there pretty much 24/7, who's sitting there. You see he's got a mug, and he's sort of hunched over holding the mug in both hands, just kind of looking into the mug sullenly, and it's a very subdued sort of feeling inside. A couple minutes later, the bartender comes out with your tea, and he kind of pushes it across, and he says, "That'll be 3 copper. For the rest of you."
Hey, I'll just take an L and some information if you've got a moment.
L for me, but guys, I'll be right back. I got to visit the privies. I'm heading towards the back door to go out back.
Gotcha. He kind of nods and says, "Okay, all right," and he nods towards both Lee and Eris, and he's like, "Does the metal guy want anything today again, or no? He usually doesn't drink."
This one wants nothing.
As usual. And how about the performer? How's it going, Jester?
He'll have whatever he usually has.
He nods. So he kind of goes back and starts to get the ale. He's like, "That'll be 5 copper each." So, and then you see he kind of pours into these mugs that he has. Like,
I'll pass over the copper and put a couple of silver in front of me.
Okay. He says, "And what kind of information are you looking for?"
Not looking for any trouble. We're just looking for someone. We just need to ask them a couple of questions. So maybe if you've heard of somebody called the Red-Eyed Dwarf, you know anybody that might fit that?
He looks down at the coin and he looks up at you and he says, "Don't get many dwarves in here, except for our tea-drinking fella. You'd think I'd remember a red-eyed dwarf." Like, does he have a red eye? Kind of looks at Gassy.
Not today.
I slept well last night.
Good. He's like, my memory's pretty foggy.
I'll put another silver piece on the table. Just playing with it, not
Yeah.
passing it over yet.
Yeah. He looks at the silver and
Again,
it's
we're not asking. It's no trouble. We just have a couple of questions. That's all.
sure hope that whatever interest you have in this red-eyed dwarf, that he's not going to get hurt. I'd hate for anybody of our Cauldron fellow people to get hurt.
Oh, I'm a native of the Cauldron.
I know.
I don't want to cause any problems.
But when natives are hanging around with a whole bunch of people that are from outside the city, people talk.
True, but this place can get pretty boring at times.
All depends on who you hang out with. I mean, in here, this is a pretty exciting place.
Well, it's exciting now that Jester and Jack is here. To liven the place up.
It's true. I hear he's been going to other places, though. Not staying here at the Eel.
He goes to the other places, but this is his regular joint, so he's just pulling in more and more different clientele for you.
You just better be careful. Remember where you came from. Right? Don't forget your roots. The Eel is your place, right?
But he shows up here every Tuesday and Thursday and gets a cut of the coin, the drinks.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
True, but he better not cut out on the Tuesday or the Thursday. He better keep up with both of those. The other places can not have him as much as we do, Anyways.
Well, I'll let you work out an exclusivity deal with him.
He says, I'm sure there's probably been a red-eyed dwarf that's walked in here once or twice. Maybe wasn't red-eyed when he walked in, but maybe red-eyed when he walked out. My memory just isn't clear on if there was a specific red-eyed dwarf that was, wandering in and out of here. There's a lot of people that come and go. You can see it's a busy establishment.
All right, I'll put 2 more silver on the table.
He goes, my memory's kind of coming back to me. He's like, you're right. I do remember a red-eyed dwarf. We used to come in here almost every day until about maybe a month ago. Drink in the morning. Meet some of his friends here. I haven't seen him in a while, though.
You said it was about a month ago that he stopped coming around?
Yeah. He used to come every 6 or 7 sorry, he used to come for about 6 or 7 months before that every day. Would sit right over there at that booth over there. Like I haven't seen him or his friend.
Oh, who's his friend? Maybe we can ask him or her.
So he says, I haven't seen them either, so I don't really remember their name very well. My brain is getting addled,
Yeah. We wouldn't want anything to happen to that precious brain, so maybe it can get unscrambled.
Maybe. He says, no, he wasn't a human. He was a gnome. Dwarf and the gnome.
Short person convention.
He chuckles at that. Yeah, a short person convention, exactly.
I expected Lee. Oh, Lee's not in the room.
No, Lee's left. He's gone. Yeah, he's going to the privy.
So is that gnome like local?
Yeah, gnome is local.
Ah, does he hang out over at Tygot's?
No, I don't think so anymore. He's pretty
Okay.
famous, actually.
Oh, it's not that guy that's in the news in the cauldron, right?
Funny it is, isn't it? It is. Good old Gelv. That boy's in some trouble. Heard
That's what I
he
heard.
got out though, right?
I'm sure someone was paid off.
Sure they were. They should have threw him off the wall. Yeah.
So what was the red-eyed dwarf doing talking with Gelv?
I think they were friends. You see he reaches his hand over as he reaches for the silver.
I'll push the 6 over to him.
He collects it up and puts it in his pocket, and he says, "Boy, memory gets clearer and clearer the longer you're here."
Well, I'm glad that my influence can make that happen. Well, I think I should probably see about talking to Gelf. Maybe he'll know something more about his little friend.
Yeah, maybe it's gonna be hard to get to him though, right? I'm sure he's got a lot of people at his house, and he's fixing a lot of locks, according to the newspaper.
We have our ways.
Really? I forget. What's your name again? Oh, that's right. Eris. I remember.
Eris, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, what's my name?
Eris Savoy. I do remember you. Matter of fact, you've been working over at the anvil, haven't you? The ancient anvil for a while?
Yeah, I'm working for those dwarfs over there.
How are they treating you?
Like the second-class citizen they think all humans are. Because nobody can craft as well as a dwarf, you know. I say as sarcastically and roll my eyes as much as I possibly can.
All right, sounds good. So as you say that, he kind of smirks a little bit, and he looks at you and he says, "Well, if you're ever feel like you don't want to be with him again."
I'm sipping my tea and I'm looking at it with some angry eyes.
Yeah, right. And he kind of looks to you and sort of gives you sort of that coy little smirk, right? And he says, "Well, if you're ever looking for legitimate business, people that pay you well, you should reach out to me. I may have some connections for you."
You know, after we get to the bottom of this business that we're working on, I might do that.
Maybe a good idea. Never trust a dwarf, especially ones that drink tea.
Well, this one's not all bad. Gassy has his uses. I'll slap him on the back.
He kind of looks and he sort of turns and kind of goes back to there. So Lee, as you had stepped out of the tavern to use the privy, you quickly sort of sneaked back behind the buildings and quickly ran down the street right between the buildings to High Trumpet.
Correct.
And as you come around where that young lady was, you see, by the time you get there, you see that she's over at the slipper eel door, and the door is cracked just a little bit, and you see that she's sort of leaned up, sort of almost against the door with her ear, sort of listening, right? And she's kind of ears right at the crack, sort of listening inside and kind of peering in there. And then you started to kind of make your way down the street.
Yeah, I'm since I'm out in the street, I'm going to act just like anyone else, trying to blend in with them until I get up as close as I can, and then I'm going to take the last few steps as quietly and nonchalantly as I can up behind her and just lean in close and say,
Well, let me have you do a perception check first as you're making your way up that way.
okay.
Because I saw your stealth already, so you can just do it in the open is fine. I don't have a problem with that. Yeah, so as you get about 10 feet from her, and you're kind of, milling with the crowd and whatnot, you hear the sound of what sounds like a crow cawing, right? And you can hear it, and it sounds like it's sort of echoing across the buildings, several of them, two or three, in various places along Magma Avenue. And as soon as that crow caws, you see that she sort of stands up and kind of moves away from the door for a couple feet, and then she kind of looks both ways down the street. And as she does, she just kind of stands there, and then you would be, about 5 or 10 feet away from her.
I'm going to step up to her and say, "We'd like a meeting."
She looks to
And
you,
then
and
I'm going to step inside the bar from through the front door
oh,
and say,
okay.
"Man, nobody wants to go out to the privy, man. I had to come around the front door. Woo! You need to clean that place out."
And you see the guy sort of looks at you, and the young lady who was there just starts, when you say that, just starts moving down the street, right? She starts walking down Magma Avenue. Um, and you go in, and the guy says, "Yeah, yeah. I bet it's pretty bad. We haven't cleaned that thing out in a long time."
I'd say so. I'll start drinking my ale.
Yeah, he pushes the ale towards you, and as you guys are all sort of sitting in there and whatnot, you see he goes over to the guy who's holding the mug, right? Who's just sort of sitting there, sort of wallowing in his ale, and he looks to him. He says, "You need another?" And he goes, "Yup." And he throws down the mug real quick and pushes it to the side, and he kind of throws him another mug. Um, the guy that's sitting there, he's a kind of a real big, sort of burly human. He's got very broad shoulders. You see, he's got definitely scars all on his hands and his arms, scar across his face as well. So he's no um, definitely been in some fights and battles and things like that. And he does look, though, he's probably in his 50s, and just kind of sitting there drinking his drink. And comes back. He says, "Is there anything else that you were looking to get information on?"
No, I think that's enough for us to go on. We're just going to finish up our drinks and we'll head out.
Okay. He goes about just kind of cleaning glasses and whatnot, and he looks to Jester and he says, "We're hoping for a big crowd on Thursday."
I'd spread the word.
Good, good.
Is this the place he's made the deal with to be a part owner?
I think he reached out to the Slippery Eel to be a part owner. I don't know if I think it was here. I'd have to check his notes. I don't remember off the top of my head, but
Yeah. I remember him doing it to a couple of places, and one actually turned him down. So,
oh, maybe it was this one. It may have been this one. Maybe the Tip Tankard was the one where he had made the deal. I can't remember. It's one of the two. It's either this one or the Tip Tankard.
yeah. So if it's this one, he'll definitely try to do a good show. But if it's not, he's going to do a subpar show.
Right. Right. Exactly. So you guys continue to sit at the bar, I take it, drinking your tea and your ale.
All except for Jack. He's just
Yep.
standing there in the corner.
Sounds good, Jack.
So I've
let's-
requested a meeting with the group that keeps following us.
What group that's following us?
The last laugh keeps tailing us around town.
Oh, well, we need to talk to them.
Hence the reason why I've requested a meeting.
Well, when is it? And where?
Don't know yet. Just requested it. They'll have to get back to us. How long you lived in this town?
Well done, Lee.
All my life?
I have to say, I'm really impressed with their tracking of their own people.
That's not my best skill.
No problem. It wasn't anybody else's really best skill either, to be honest with you, but that's the way it goes, right?
Sorry, guys. I got to take a 5-minute AFK.
Oh yeah, no worries, man. It's all good. So you guys are.
How far away is that chap wallowing?
He's literally like 3 or 4 feet away from you, so he's just sort of sitting there with his glass in his hand, and you see he slowly takes a drink, and he just continues to stare down into the liquid the whole time you've been there, actually.
I'm gonna slap him on the back and buy him another drink.
Okay, alrighty. So you walk over and give him a good slap on the back.
Ask him what's bothering him.
Alrighty, sounds good. So as he does, what's your armor class again?
18.
18. All right, that's what I thought. So he, as you do that, he sort of swings his arm as if, sort of taken aback by it. And you could tell immediately that this is a guy that has definitely done some adventuring, right? And but unfortunately, he's had just a bit too many to drink, and the arm goes sort of wide, and he goes, "Why are you hitting me?"
It
That's
was
what
more of a camaraderie slap than a hit.
It just sort of
If
takes
you-
him off guard. No, it
if
took
you'd
him off
like
guard.
if you'd like me to hit you, I can really lay back and give you one.
He's like, "Oh no, I'm sorry, it's my nerves. I can't help it. You know how it is sometimes when you see things that I've
I'm
seen."
gonna ask him what he knows about the last laugh.
He says, he looks to you and he says, "I know I wouldn't ask. I know what I know. I'd probably keep that down low. You don't want to be messing with those folk. Bad news. Bad news." Kind of puts his, takes a long draw from his drink and sets it down, and you should
Anything
know.
would be helpful.
Says, "Well, I'll give you some advice. I think it's best to stay away from them. I wouldn't ask questions about them either. They tend to not like questions being asked about their activities. They're well known in town, but everybody knows, right, Eris, that you don't ask about the last laugh. Keep it quiet. Hope they don't find you or take interest in you."
Did they take interest in you?
Takes another long draw on his drink, sets it down. Said, rather not say. Looks and he says, "I think I'll give you some advice, dwarf."
This is like getting a lot of free advice here, sir. Thanks.
Right. He's like, "I think you should probably stay over at the church. I wouldn't be venturing out like this, asking all these questions about things that aren't really your business."
I'm gonna say, how do you know what my business is?
He says, "I don't, but I know the last laugh is not your business."
Okay. Well, thank you for that tidbit.
Sure. Just don't let Tersian know that I told you that.
Well, there's the first bit of information he's given me. Did we know that name before?
Yeah, I think so.
I look at Eris, see if she recognizes it.
I don't right offhand remember it.
He's the captain of the guard.
I mean, oh yeah, I remember. He's captain of the guard. You're talking about Officer Skellering.
That's right. There you go. Nobody calls him by his first name, but yeah, that's his first name.
Why would he care if I'm asking about the last laugh?
He just sort of grunts and takes another drink out of his drink. Then he says, "I think I've said enough already." He takes another drink. He looks over and he says, "Valor, I need another drink." Passes him a drink. Starts drinking again.
Well met, fella, and have a good day, and thanks for the advice.
Sort of grunts. He's like, don't hit me again.
Okay. I'll slap him on the back as I walk away.
All right, sounds good. He swings wildly again at you, and he obviously is clearly drunk, and it goes really wide. He's like, "Don't hit me." You're lucky I've been drinking.
I'm having a good time with this guy. He's pretty funny. I laugh. See ya.
He looks over his shoulder at you again and mumbles something.
So where are we heading now?
Well, the only information I got was that the red-eyed dwarf was friends with Gelv, and both of them stopped coming around here about a month ago.
So about the time the kidnapping started and graffiti started, eh?
That's what it sounds like.
Well, I guess we're going to talk to Gelv.
All right. So the group, you guys are heading out. Finish up your drinks or just leave them?
Yeah, I'll finish mine off.
Okay.
I mean, I paid for it.
Right, exactly, and then some, right? So you finish up the glass, and
The
you
tea
guys,
was cold when it got here, so I'm not too impressed.
okay. So as you guys kind of finish up your drinks and everything, and you guys kind of get up from the bar and you turn around, and as you do, you see Jack is gone.
Hey, Nar, where'd your buddy go? Thought he was supposed to be, your bodyguard.
He didn't say anything to me.
Hey, Lee, did you see where he went?
I think Lee may still be away a little bit, but Lee
Oh,
wouldn't
right.
have seen him slip out either. That's okay, no worries. And then as you guys are sort of kind of looking around and everything, you see in the back sort of a hallway that leads to some of the rooms and whatnot that are back there. You see Jack sort of starts walking up.
Oh no. Oh no.
What do you mean, oh no?
Well, this one, his lock picking's not so good, so he's been practicing, and I broke my lock pick.
What?
This one broke his lock pick. I was practicing picking locks. I don't drink.
Can we fix it?
This one does not know. This one thinks we need to find a gnome tinker to fix it.
Just then the bartender looks and he says, "Excuse me? You've been practicing your lockpicking in my tavern?"
No worries. This one did not pick any locks. This one's not very good.
Perhaps Gelv can fix it.
Yeah, he kind of scowls at you all, and you immediately see he kind of walks past the bar and down the hallway.
And we're taking that as our cue to leave.
All right, so you guys quickly make your way out of the inn or the tavern. So-
We need to find a gnome.
So as you guys sort of slip out the front door, kind of make your way down the street, you see that. Excuse me, I'm sorry. As you walk out, Lee, and you kind of look both directions, Excuse me. You see that the young lady that you had kind of spoke to just briefly is sort of standing down in probably about 300-400 yards down Magma Avenue, sort of in the direction you're going counterclockwise. Standing outside a small little shop that's there, and they seem to be selling kind of like fruits and vegetables and whatnot. And she's sort of perusing it, and she sort of looks down the street and sees you coming, and just sort of nods, and then goes back and starts talking to the store owner again.
Okay, I do speak thieves' cant.
Oh, okay.
That was the language that I took. Maybe
Yep.
you don't recall.
I don't, but I appreciate you letting me know that.
So as we're passing her, if she looks my way, whether I think she's looking my way or not, I'm going to say, uh, just tell us when and where.
Okay. All right, I gotcha. And so you kind of sort of say something that's really sort of out of this world, right, for the rest of the party as you're walking by, and um, the rest of the group, you guys walk by, you don't really see anything necessarily that seems out of place or whatnot, and you hear Lee say something weird. I don't know what you'd say, Lee, but
Is it a verbal or a sign language?
well, I would prefer verbal, but if you want to do sign language, we'll all try to see what you do. Sorry, it's the best I could do.
I see your Nars new apprentice.
I am. Well, he's not here. Somebody's got to fill in for him.
So I'm just gonna, like I said, tell her when and where.
Okay, gotcha. So you say that, and as you do, she just kind of looks at you a little weird, right? Like, what? And you kind of keep walking, and she just sort of shakes her head and continues to work with the shopkeeper.
What were you talking about, Lee?
Had something in my throat. Sorry about that.
Then, as you guys kind of continue down the street, you see that general hustle and bustle of the street. Nothing that seems too out of the ordinary. You do as you kind of get to just before the Lord Mayor's residence there. So as you're making your way, because I assume you're going to Gelves, right? Is that where you're headed?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, he's down a lower level, but anyways, as soon as you're somewhere in this region here, as you're walking by, you see there's a small kid who's sort of scrubbing the wall, and he's trying to wash off some writing that's on there, and you see that it's goblin writing that's written on there, and he's just sort of like scrubbing it, and he's like trying to get it washed off, and he's not doing a very good job.
Hey, friend, what happened here?
Looks at you and he says, "Stupid goblins writing all over our walls." Hate them.
Are you sure it's goblins? Did you see anybody?
That's what the rumor is. The goblins have been writing all over the walls. We're not even allowed to go outside at night anymore. We used to play up here all the time, and now there's these dumb old goblins.
Hey, what kind of shop is this?
He says, this is my mom's Chinaware shop." When you look inside, you see there's like bowls and glasses and things like that.
What's your mom's name?
Had to ask that, didn't you?
I did.
All right, that's okay. I'll remember. No worries. So, her name's Cassidy.
And this happened last night?
Yeah.
Can I go over and look at it? Is it just regular paint? Or would it be like something that they use in a theater, like, some of their makeup or stuff like that?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, sure, absolutely. I know it's probably gonna be rough, but investigation roll will be fine for me. Yeah, so as you look at it, it's definitely not the paint, or not. It's definitely paint. It's not anything from like makeup or something you would see in the theater or anything like that.
I'll kick in my Eldritch Sight to see if there's like anything magical in this area.
Sure. Okay. So as you kind of do your Eldritch Sight, kind of looking around, you do see that kind of above the upper level of this store, you do see that there's kind of a lantern that's there, and that seems to have sort of like a continual flame, probably that's in there. That you can barely see any light because it's daylight here today, but otherwise you don't see anything else that looks magical at all. And those aren't uncommon in this city either to have people that have those.
So it's the lantern is right over the place where the graffiti is.
Yep,
So they did it right under the light.
they're goblins. They don't know very well, right?
And we don't have anybody that speaks Goblin, so we can't
You
like
don't.
decipher this.
I think you have. I think Jester can do comprehend language. I think. I think he has that ability, or maybe he has something he can do that with. I thought. Yeah, he has a spell
Just
comprehend
a
language.
sec.
Yeah,
I think he does that as a ritual.
Yeah.
he does do it as a ritual. You're right.
If you'd like me to meditate for 10 minutes, I can read that.
The kid goes back to sort of like scrubbing it, trying to get it to wash off.
I say, I'll tell him to stop until I can read it.
He's like, my mom's gonna yell at me if I don't get this cleaned up. Can you help me clean this up then? If you're gonna make me wait.
Sure can. Let my friend take a good long look at it, and I'll help you clean it up.
Takes the sponge and throws it in the bucket and sits down and goes, whew, good, and kind of wipes his arm across his forehead. About 10 minutes goes by, and the adjuster would be able to read it, and it says the statement that's written there is it says, "Who builds a town in a volcano? Stupid humans."
They've been taking insult lessons from Jester.
Right? Exactly.
That's pretty funny. All right, I'll use prestidigitation a couple of times and
All
clean
right.
it off.
His eyes get big. He goes, "Wow, can you teach me that? That would make my day a lot easier, and I could play a lot."
Nope, but you'll owe me one, kid. Go enjoy the rest of your day.
You bet, miss. And he gives you a big smile and picks up the bucket and dumps out the water and runs around the back of the building.
So it really sounds like we're dealing with goblins.
At least at the painting on the wall level, anyway.
How high up on the wall is the wording done?
It's about 2.5 feet or so. Not very high at all. It's the
So it would
appropriate
be
level for a
in
goblin.
line with the height of a goblin.
Yeah, it would be. Yep.
So I should be able to understand anything for the next hour.
That's correct. Yep. You want to scour the town looking for more graffiti?
Oh no, that's okay. I'm just
Oh, okay, gotcha.
if I come across anything or if I hear any
Another-
more grunts from Lee, I want to know what he said.
Right. Then, as you guys are kind of standing there and yeah, Jack Brass talks to you. So, but you know that language anyways. So, I can't get it.
Oh, hang on, Nar does.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it won't go. Oh, that stinks.
I was myself when that got printed on my screen, so I don't know what it says.
Yeah.
I probably don't want to, do I?
Oh, yeah, sure you do. Wasn't too bad. Oh my gosh. Yeah, nightmare.
Is that the same language?
Yeah, it's the same language. It's a swear word language. I can't drag those in to whisper to you. That's so frustrating. Um, but yeah, so as you guys are kind of standing there and sort of looking at that, you see the young girl, the female, right, with her red hair, ponytail, sort of tied up in a bow, kind of on the side of her head, and she's got that studded leather armor on with a cloak, and you notice as she says, "Hello, hello."
This is the one that was following us before.
Yep.
Hello.
She says, I'm I hear you guys are trying to help the town guard with this um, goblin problem that we've been having.
Well, you heard right.
Ah, you guys are famous, you know.
Oh yeah? What are they saying about us?
They're saying that you guys are great adventurers and that you're saved the children and everything. I hear you guys are on the rise and probably going to be one of the great heroes of the town.
Well, I don't want to boast about that, but that's true.
See, that's what I've heard. And she kind of sort of puts her hand, and you see she's got a long sword there, and then there's a whip on her other hip there too. And she kind of puts her hand on both of the pommel of the sword, just resting it there, as well as on her whip, and her kind of arms are out, and she just sort of kind of got her hands almost on her hips, and she says, I think I hear you guys are working with the goblin infestation, and I think I may have some information that may be useful for you.
Well, appreciate that, but I don't know who you are. And we don't just take information from random people in the streets. So I think a proper introduction is needed.
Says, "Oh, I am so sorry that I didn't that was pretty rude of me, wasn't it?"
Oh, it's okay. People get intimidated when, they meet us for the first time.
Yeah, well, you guys are interesting. She says, "Well, my name is Carla, and I go by Carla the Brute. I know your guys' names. It's all over town. Everybody knows you all."
Oh, are they
Oh yeah,
calling us the Argonauts?
Argonauts. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what we've heard. So, and I think that you guys are doing good work here. So, anyways, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you guys are doing some big time adventures and stuff. So I just I think that I had heard that you may want to check out Oryx Bathhouse over on Lava Street. You guys know where that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you'll probably find that's where these goblins are coming from.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Orak, he's a one-eyed dwarf. He owns and runs the place. If you've ever been to the bathhouse before, I try not to go in there, but I got some friends that go, and I hear he hangs around there, pretty much all day and night now. And I just be careful though. He's a retired adventurer, so don't underestimate him.
Does he have a red eye?
I don't know much about that, so she says, but anyways, I just thought maybe the information would be helpful for you guys to do your search, and it was nice seeing you. And she kind of waves.
Greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, and she turns and starts walking down the street back the way she came to the north on Magma.
That's our invitation.
Kind of looks back and she sort of smiles and winks and continues to walk.
I guess we go finish up visiting the gnome.
Sure. Which place are we going first? Gelves is on the way, but we don't even know if he's there. But we can check, get Jack fixed up.
Yeah, let's go to Galves first.
All right. So as you guys start walking down the street, you see that as you get towards Gelves, there's a large group of people that have sort of congregated around Gelves Lock, and you hear some people are kind of yelling and screaming, and they're like, "When are you going to fix my lock? How do we know you're not using the keys anymore?" And there's a lot of people there. You see some town guard are there as well. They're trying to keep things sort of organized as best they can, and there's a long line that sort of extends all along the southeast side and goes right in front of the Blue Crater Academy and continues down Lava Street of people that are lined up that looks like they want to get in to talk to Gelv about their locks.
As we're walking past the line,
Yeah.
I'm going to say to the others, I wonder if these people realize that if they didn't all come here, he would actually get their locks done faster. And I'm saying that loud enough for some of the crowd in the line to hear it.
Yeah. And you hear some of them sort of snort, and another one says, "Yeah, well, he needs to fix mine before he fixes somebody else. Definitely your lock, that's for sure. My lock's been there longer than yours, I'm sure."
This one thinks we should go to the front of the line. I start walking to the front of the line.
Okay. So Jack Brass turns on his heel and literally starts walking towards the front. Jack, as you continue to walk up there, you see, people are obviously standing in line. Looks like they've been there for quite some time waiting and making their way through. And you see there's a guard at the front that's sort of trying to keep some order. And you get up to the front of the line. You see there's a family that's standing there, a dad and two kids that look like they've been waiting a long time. And you hear the kids saying, "Come on, Dad, I want to go eat." They're the ones that are next.
I step in front of them.
All right, sounds good. So as you step in front of him, you hear what the man says. Excuse me.
Well, there's no excuse for one like you. But what do you want?
We're next. I think the beginning of the line is way back there.
Well, this one has more important business. This one goes to the front of the line.
He kind of looks to you, and the kids say, "Are you gonna let him do that, Dad?" He's like, "Hush, it's fine. He can be in the front. That's okay."
I'll lean over to the guy and go, "That's a good choice. These metal guys aren't really known for being overly friendly."
He kind of looks to you and sees how scruffy you look and a little ruffian like, and he's like he brings his kids a little bit closer, and he kind of bends down and tries to sort of hush them up a little bit and try to keep them from talking while you guys are standing there.
I am not believing that we are so rude to the people of my city.
Yeah, you're a little put off, right?
Yeah, I'm not following them. I'll just lean up against the building.
All right,
I'll let them
sounds
go
good.
in and talk themselves into trouble.
Well, Jack doesn't think he's rude. It's only logical.
I know.
Sounds good. So the door
I'm
opens
just
and
trying to save the guy from getting a beating if he tries to make an effort with the Tin Man.
so you see the door opens, and as it does, you see an older woman kind of comes out, and she has what looks like a kind of a lock, and she's like, "It's about time I got my lock." And she walks through, and you see that the door now is open, Jack.
I step in.
Yeah, so you immediately walk right in. Lee, you go with them too, I take it?
Yep.
All right, gotcha. And Eris, I know you're staying outside. Gassy and Nar, where would you guys be with Eris, or?
Nar would definitely be with Jack, but
I think so
yeah,
too.
Gassie's not
All right,
there. Gassie's
Gass-
with Eris.
gotcha. Gassy and Eris, you guys are sort of standing off to the side, and you see Jester and Lee and Jack go inside. So as you kind of enter in, Jack, and you see Gelv is behind the desk again, and you can see he looks like he hasn't slept in probably 24 hours or so, and he's kind of working. He says, doesn't even look up. He's like, next, and he sounds all sort of tired.
I walk up there. I set my lockpick down on the desk. I go, "This one's lockpick is broke. It needs to be fixed."
He looks up and he says, "Oh, it's you." He looks at the other three or the other two, and he goes, "Fine." He's like, "Give me your arm."
I hold out my arm.
And you see he starts to kind of work on your arm there, and he's kind of working on the underside, and he's like, "You guys caused me a lot of trouble. I mean, I appreciate you not, coming in and speaking badly at the trial, but I'm going to be working on this for months." And he continues to work as he's kind of talking to you.
The guards are outside the door, right?
They are. Yep.
You know, it would be a lot easier if you just took the last person's lock and gave it to the next person and told them it was a new lock. I mean, it's not like they're really going to be able to tell or anything, right?
He stops for a second and he looks at you, Lee, and says, "If you tell any of the guards that, I'll slit your throat."
You're funny. I like that.
He goes back and starts working on the lockpicks again, and he's like, "I gotta be honest. Take no offense. I don't ever really want to see you two again, all three of you." He keeps working on it.
Mar says, "Tell us about the dwarf."
Jack goes, "What the? You? Have you fixed this one's lockpick yet?"
And he looks up and he says, "Did I hit something? That's weird. What's wrong with him?"
This one will not tell you your secret about how you exchange locks.
Oh God. He's like, keeps working on the arm. He's working even faster now, and finally he's like, here you go. He's all set. And he's like, "What do you mean, the dwarf? I had never talked to your dwarf ever."
The one you used to meet over at the Slippery Eel.
The red-eyed
Oh.
dwarf.
"Oh, my buddy Oric. Yeah, I haven't seen him in a long time. Is he all right?" Hope he's
That
okay.
is the name that the young lady said, correct?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I think that's tells us something.
What did you guys talk about? I mean, we know about your involvement in the kidnapping, so you might as well just come clean.
Says we didn't really talk about anything. We would sort of sit there and talk about how we're treated poorly by the people in town, and he'd tell me about his bathhouse, and how the business is doing well, and I even think he said he had some like sort of item that would always give him water, so he didn't have to worry about like putting a cistern up or anything, and every day he could just pour it out and it'd give him water. He was pretty excited about it, but nothing pertaining to anything else really. I mean, it's just sort of small talk, and living in a city like this, you got to have somebody that can relate to how you feel. I mean, your dwarven friend probably understands that, I'm sure.
Do you know anything about the graffiti?
I don't, unfortunately. I know that that it's there, and it's obviously pissing off the mayor, that's for sure. But I don't know anything about it. I heard maybe some goblins writing it. Seems to be mainly when it's cloudy or misty or foggy that they seem to come out. But that's about all I know. Why? Do you have some information?
Not yet. We're still looking for it.
Ah, they put you on that case too, huh? You guys are becoming the regular detectives. Well, Orc's a good guy. I can't imagine that he'd do anything bad. I've had my days. Don't get me wrong, where I've done things that are wrong. I've learned my lesson, but he's not the type that would do something like that. He wouldn't be doing anything bad. He's a good guy.
Anything else we need to ask this guy?
I can't think of anything. Can you?
Nope. We can follow up. We can follow up on Oric.
All right. Where is Oric at?
Oh, we know where he is.
As you guys start to walk out, he says, "Seriously, you're not going to pay me anything?"
What does Jack owe you?
I mean, this is probably at least a gold piece for what I've done here. I would say, wouldn't you? I mean, it's hard work. I did a good job, and I don't know.
Should we send in the next one for their lock exchange?
Sure. Kind of mumbles. That's
This
fine.
one
Yeah,
gives
such
you
an
a
ugly
gold
word.
piece.
Thank you.
Hopefully, it does not malfunction like the last lockpick did,
I hope not either. I worked pretty hard on that. I think it'll be fine.
or I will be back.
Uh-oh.
And I do my best Terminator impression when I say that.
I'll be back.
Nice. Sounds good. So as the three of you, I'm sorry, make your way out the door, you see the dad with the kids are kind of standing there, and one of the kids says, "Dad, I gotta pee." As you're walking out, he's like, "Not now. We're going in."
How long were they in there?
Probably about 5 or 10 minutes or so.
Oh, okay. Not long.
What would you guys like to do? Anything or no?
No, nothing.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I mean, if it's only like 5 or 10 minutes, that's fine.
Yeah, Gelf's pretty quick. He's very crafty. So
He's a crook.
that he may be.
All right, shall we head to Orcs?
Yeah. By the way, the red-eyed dwarf that he used to meet it with is Oric. Thought you'd like to know that.
So as you guys continue to kind of move down the streets and whatnot, you come up alongside where Oric's bathhouse is, and you see it's sort of this small, sort of squat little building that's there, and that little passageway between Lava Avenue and whatever street that is, Low Loot Street, is kind of where the entrance is to that to his building right on that wall. Yep, right where you're at there. And you see there's no windows on it, and it's dark stone. And you see there's a sign there that sort of swings back and forth, and it says Oric's Bathhouse, and it has a picture of a large bowl carved in wood, and there's like a carafe that has water that's pouring into it that's painted, but the paint is sort of faded and cracked on it and whatnot.
Head in.
Yeah. So as you guys sort of head into the
Before I
Yeah.
step in, I'll take a look around to see if that woman is following us, if I see her anywhere.
sure, just a quick perception check if you don't mind.
My favorite skill.
Yeah. So as you look around, you don't see her, but what you do see is there's two or three people that are sort of standing Low Loot Street and Ash Avenue. You see where there's like some trees and a little bit of a well that's there. If you kind of zoom in pretty close, you can see that. You see there's a couple humans that are sort of standing there. And when you look over in that direction, they immediately sort of turn around and start talking to each other. But they definitely were watching either you or the building or something.
I know we're, a few yards away from them, but do I see like anything identifying them, like any type of a gang or anything?
Yeah, so they you don't they seem to have they do have what looks like maybe like a leather armor that they wear. They do have cloaks that are on that are kind of over their shoulder. There's stuff underneath the cloaks, but you don't know what that is necessarily. And they just sort of seem to be standing there. And it's unusual, right? Because they're just sort of standing around a well,
Right.
but they're just sort of standing there, looking in your direction, and then they quickly turn the other way.
Okay, when I walk in, I'll move over to Lee
Okay.
and, hey, Lee, I saw some guys watching us right outside over by the well. If you just want to keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they're keeping an eye out on the building.
Ah, okay.
Sounded like I knew what I was saying there, didn't it? That was pretty good.
So as you guys walk into the bathhouse, you see that there's the sound of the street and everything immediately disappears, and there's a very quiet sort of just nice solitude that's felt here. And as you do, you see there's onyx tile that completely cover the floor of the bathhouse. And you see that it has vaulted ceilings, and they rise up about 20 feet or so. And there's this 25-foot diameter sunken basin that's set in the floor. And you see there's water that fills it. And the dome above is sort of translucent. So the sun kind of comes through, and it makes this water reflection off the walls and everything. And feels very peaceful and sort of serene here. You do see that there's several smaller areas that sort of come off the main room, but they have typically either it's kind of like the bead curtains from the 70s, or they have some of the there's a couple doors that are here as well. And you're not able to see really into any of these rooms unless you had looked. As the door you guys come in and the doors sort of close, you hear a small little almost like a ding, that just a very nice melodic sort of ding as it comes through.
I'll turn on my Eldritch Sight like I do whenever I go into a new place.
Yeah, sounds good. So as you do see that there's a an alarm spell that's over the door, that's there. So you recognize that that's the small little ding that's there, and and then as that happens from the north, you see a guy comes out, and obviously with the name that's there, and you immediately recognize him as he walks around. You see that he has an eye patch, and on his eye patch there's a red gem that's there. And he's a kind of a stout dwarf. He's got that really red sort of beard that's there, and he comes around the corner and he says, "Ah, good evening. Name's Oric. I haven't seen you all around here. Here for a bath. 1 silver for the bath, 1 for the bar of soap. I throw the towel in for free. But oh, whoa. Sorry, I don't allow any armor or weapons inside. You'll have to use one of my rooms and change out. I'm sorry, I don't allow that here."
This one does not like it here. Too much moisture.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And you see that the bathhouse is empty. It's just him. It's just Oric here, and he says, "I have great baths. Water's always clean every time, and you don't have to worry about any diseases. And I do have discreet rooms for you to change in if you'd like. And if you want, there is a cost for a little bit more of a private bath. If you don't want to be in the common bathroom, that's a little bit more though. That's a gold, but love to help you out. Allows you to relax, take some of that street dirt off you."
Guelph says to say hello. Apparently, it does not work if I don't push the button to talk.
Who says what?
Sorry, I said Guelph says to say hello.
Says, yeah, I haven't seen him in a while, so hope he's doing well. I heard his trial went the best it could. I bet he's a busy man.
Do you have an office? Because I'm really not here for a bath. I'm really here to kind of maybe make a business proposal to you. I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse.
Right. He
Do I need
says,
to go look for a horse's head?
right.
You'll find that tomorrow.
Right, in the morning, right?
I
Um,
point over at Nar and say hello to my little friend.
nice. He says, there's nobody here. I have an office, but we're more than welcome to talk here. I just don't have enough room for all of you.
Well, can we skip the charades and get down to real business?
He looks to you, he says, charades? I don't think I'm charading at all. But sure, I'm a man of business. What's up?
I'm going to switch over to that.
Okay. He looks at you and then he looks over to Gassy and he says, I don't understand what he's saying.
Me neither. Oh,
You
but
actually
maybe.
do.
Nar does. I don't know if Gassy does, but Nar does.
Uh,
He's like, what is that? Does he have Tourette's?
No, that would be the metal guy.
Ah, says, I don't understand what he's saying. Do you know what his business is? I'm
but I
confused.
understand the language that he's using, or just understand what he's saying.
I don't know how. I assume you would understand.
I would
I'm not.
understand what he's saying, but I don't think I know what language it would be.
I agree with that. I think you're absolutely right with comprehend language. I think it would just all come as very clear words to you, but you may not know the language. Yes, I agree with that.
I know what he's saying, but I can't tell you what language he's speaking.
Hmm. Sounds like a bunch of gibberish to me.
Business seems really slow right now for you.
So sometimes it is. It depends. I have my regulars, but typically they usually come in the morning to be ready for the day. I do a good business.
Are any of you interested in a bath?
No?
He says it does, really help with the pores and gets that dirt off. And, if you haven't had a good bath, it's great. I can even throw a little, little heated stone in there for you and warm it up if you'd like. The big pool I can't do, but the little ones, sure, I can. We can get that, heated up for you a little bit.
Orc, we're not here for a bath. We're here for some information.
Oh, boy, geez. I don't really get out very much, so I'm not sure I'm going to be the one to help you. But if you're interested in, sort of like bath soaps or what type of towels and things to use, I probably can help with that.
Maybe. You know, we're investigating some of this graffiti that's being put on the buildings all throughout the cauldron.
Like, oh boy, I don't know anything about that. Who's writing graffiti?
Well, that's what we're trying to find out.
Hmm.
Your name came up as a possible information source.
Oh, really? Oh, well, that person that told you that must they must have me confused with somebody else. I really don't leave my place very much anymore. I quit drinking.
Yeah, about a month ago from what we heard. We
Yeah,
haven't seen you up at the slippery eel.
yeah. I found that wallowing away is not the way to be. So I just stay here at my bathhouse.
Interesting eye patch.
Yeah. I lost it. I was fighting some trolls and I got one of their sticks in my eye and poked it out. That was a long time ago. My adventuring days are over, though. That's why I don't allow any armor or weapons in here, because it's troublesome. And speaking of which, I really am feeling very uncomfortable.
Well, why is that?
Well, you guys have all your armors and weapons. It brings back bad memories for me.
That would be like the last laugh, wouldn't it?
So you have bad memories from seeing others in armor and weapons?
Yeah, it makes me feel nervous. I just it reminds me of my days. It's just terrible.
I walk up to him and I poke him in the eye with it's a good eye with my finger.
Okay. He like puts his hand up. He's like, why'd you do that?
Now this one will not. Now you will not be nervous any longer because you cannot see it.
Like, my eye,
I'm glad to help.
my eye. Kind of leaned over, his head's down, his hands in his covering his good eye, and he's like, I can't believe you did that. How?
He's a bit unpredictable.
I
See
take his
that.
patch and move it over his good eye.
Okay. As you do, you see the orbit is completely missing an eyeball. It's all sort of healed, but it's pretty grotesque. He's like, stop, what are you doing? He's like, stop that. And he kind of tries to grab it and bring it back over to the other side.
This one is helping you.
Like, you're not. Leave me alone.
Are you better now?
He kind of walks this way and sort of bumps into the wall. He's like, gosh, jeez, why are you guys all picking on me? This is not nice.
Don't mean to be. Like she said, he's a little unpredictable.
Please, I don't mean any business. I mean, if you want, you can steal some money from my chest if you're really here to steal stuff. I don't know why you're torturing me.
Uh, I think we've gotten off on the wrong foot. We're not here to torture you. We're sorry if we're traumatizing you. We're just really here for information.
Okay, all right. I'll tell you whatever you want to know. Just please don't poke me in the eye anymore. It's my good eye.
Have you ever heard of anything called Drakthar the Bloodmonger?
He goes, no. What's going on here? I feel like I'm in trouble.
You're not. You're not.
See, kind of wipes his eye and he tries to open it and it's all red. He's like, he kind of closes his eyes again. He's like, my eye. I think it. He tries to peel it open. He's like, it hurts so bad.
I walk over to him and just pat him on the shoulder and cast Charm Person. It's okay, just calm down. It's everything is gonna be okay. We're not trying to hurt you.
All right,
We just want to talk to you.
What's the roll again? I forget.
14.
Is it which is
Wiz.
Wisdom? Okay, gotcha. Thanks.
Using all my spells to keep these guys from freaking out on us.
He
Did he roll a 1?
What's that?
Did he roll a 1? Oh,
he didn't roll a 1. He all of a sudden he says, you see, he kind of swings his arm. He says, "Don't touch me! What are you doing? Trying to magic me like that?" It's like, I want you out immediately.
Sorry, she's a little unpredictable.
He's like, I can't believe you'd do that to me.
well, I didn't stick you in the eye with my finger.
First you try to blind me, and you feel him kind of feeling. He kind of bumps the beads here, and he just kind of keeps moving along the wall. And you see that this room behind here, as he does that, is what looks like a private bath, and there's nobody in it. And he just continues to kind of move his way. It's like, why would you do this? Out of my establishment immediately! I can't believe you guys are in here. I'm gonna call the guards.
Oh, that's probably not a good idea.
Kind of keeps feeling and he's like, honest, if you just want if you want my coin, I'll give it to you. And he reaches in his pocket and he throws out like a few silver. He's like, here, I got more in my office. I'll just hang on.
I'll pick up all of the silver and follow him in. We're not trying to rob you, I promise.
You pick up about 34 silver pieces, and he's like, why would you do that? And he reaches and he opens the door, and as he opens the door, you see there is an office that's there. There's a solitary chair, and on the other side you see there's a desk, and there's like a bookshelf, and he's got a ledger there, and he kind of walks around, and you can see he's sort of squinting now. He's like, please, here, and he reaches down, he unlocks the drawer, right, with the key, and he opens it up, and he reaches in and grabs about, I don't know, a handful of gold coins and a whole bunch of copper, and he just sort of puts it on the table. He's like, take it all. And he pulls out a couple pouches, little sacks, and sets them there too, which jingle with coins. He's like,
I'm not
just take
trying to
my
rob
money.
you.
Take
Please
my money.
stop.
And you see the shelf is lined with like bars of soap that are all along there, and they're all stacked nice and neat. And he's like, just take my money. Go.
Are any of them like red? Or-
Yeah, there's various colors. He's got like some pinks and some reds. He's got a little bit of some greens. You notice that they all got little labels underneath that are like chamomile, lavender, mint, that are there. And
I just keep stacking the stuff back up on his desk. It's like,
all
we're
right,
not trying to rob you, please. And I'll
it,
start talking to him in Dwarvish. Please calm down. We're really not trying to rob you.
all right, and he just continues to push the coin. I'll have you make a persuasion roll. Wow, nice roll, by the way. So finally, you're kind of talking to him and trying to make him coax and relax and whatnot. He's like, okay, all right, this is terrible. Why would you try to cast a spell on me? Like, I don't know why you would do that. That's
Just to
terrible.
try to get you to calm down. That was the wrong thing to do. I apologize. I've just worked with some people today that have just been, a little bit crazy in the head. I'm just trying to calm you down. I didn't want it to escalate and it backfired. I apologize.
All right. So as you try to calm him down and whatnot, he's like, I don't know why you would do that. That's terrible. I don't. He continues to rub his eyes, and he's like, please, I just take the coin. I don't want any trouble.
No coin, no coin. We're just here for information. We're trying to get to the bottom of the goblins that are, writing the graffiti all over the city. That's all. And then somebody told us that the red-eyed dwarf might know something about it.
Listen, I don't know or care about any goblins. They're degenerate creatures that wallow in their own filth. Hate goblins.
I agree with you. That's why we're trying to figure out how they're getting in the city and then, find some way to get rid of them.
Well, I'll tell you
So,
what. I've seen many goblins in my lifetime, but I haven't seen any lately.
well, you just said you haven't been out in a month.
I haven't. That's why I haven't seen any. Hate those damn goblins. Spits on the ground. Sure you guys aren't goblins in disguise with all of your torture? Got like 3 goblins in that metal walking thing over there?
Well, I'm not sure about that. That could be a thing, but it's most likely gnomes, though.
Yeah. You guys see Jack Brass is throwing coins into the pool, coppers.
Into the wishing well.
Yeah, he keeps plopping in there, plop, plop, and talking to himself. Yeah. So you, Lee, as you check that door is there and it's locked.
Yeah, I'm keeping the guy occupied.
All right,
Everybody else should be like searching the place.
Gassy and Nar, what are you guys doing?
I'm just looking around at the general things. I'll
Okay.
go into the one of the rooms here and check and see what the pools are like.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Easily. All right, so you kind of go in and you see that it's a very nice little bathroom that's there. There's 2 gray towels that sort of hang up on the wall, and you see the water is there. The water looks very pristine, and there's a small little lantern that's there that has sort of a painted glass that's on that sort of gives off some nice calming light in here. It sort of sparkles with the beads as you walk through and take a look in here to see what's going on. And as you kind of walk in there, and Lee, you're sort of working on that door over there. You guys hear the door opens to the outside, and as it opens, you see four humans sort of walk into the door all together, and you see that they have are the ones that were well, actually, Eris, you were the only one that saw it, and you weren't out there. So four humans. They're in sort of studded leather armor. They have rapiers on their sides, and as they walk in, they look at the group and they say, "We're looking for a bath."
I'm sorry, but we're closed right now for lunchtime. Can you come back in a half an hour, please?
One of them looks at you and he says, "You're not Oric. Where's
No,
Oric?
no. Oric just hired me to be his assistant.
You look dirty. Oric's usually pretty clean."
Well, he just hired me. I haven't had a chance to have a bath. That's why we're closed for half an hour.
And you, Eris, you can hear sort of Lee kind of walking and talking, and Oric says, "Oh, do I must have some business out there. Is that right?"
Oh, I think it's just these guys out there talking. They'll wait. You and I are still having our conversation. I'll get up and block the door so he doesn't go out there.
Okay, all right, gotcha. That sounds good. So you go ahead and do that, and as that happens,
Oh, wait. I used the wrong skill.
what skill were you using? Oh, it was about the same, actually. Lee, just so you know, you were successful in locking that door, but they had sort of just walked in. Actually, I got to move them in one more now that I see where we're at here. So you had words are not working well today. They had just kind of moved into the room, so and closed the door behind them. As you, Nar and Lee, as you get close, you see that they all have very thick white beards that are there, a white mustache that's really, really hairy. And you notice that the dorsal side, or the, sorry, the dorsal, I apologize, everybody, the top of their hands also are really sort of hairy. Lots of hair all over it, all the way down to almost mid knuckle on both hands as they're in there. And he says, we definitely want a bath. That's what we're here for."
But they're wearing armor and weapons.
They are. They have leather armor on, and oh, I'm sorry, they have maces. Sorry, they don't have rapiers. They have a mace.
Well, Master Oric does not like people in here with armor and weapons, so I'm going to have to ask you to go into one of the rooms here and remove your armor and weapons, please.
One of them sort of tips his head and looks over your shoulder, and he says, "I think I need to speak to Master Oric."
He is busy with a customer right now.
You see
They're
one looks,
working on an oral contract.
the one in front of you looks back towards the one that's in the far corner over there, number 8, and he just sort of nods. And as they nod, they immediately pull out their weapons. Let's see, select all.
Trying to take a step back as he's starting to pull out his weapon.
You see Jack Brass throws in one more cup. He goes, "This one wishes they go away."
Nice rolls on the initiative. Holy smokes. So as that happens, Lee, they pull it out. You immediately see their face sort of contorts, and it almost comes out in a snout with a bunch of teeth in their mouth.
I thought they were human.
They are. Well, they look like that anyways. All right. So Lee, you are able
now
to
they
move.
look like they have a snout, kind of like,
Yeah,
more
they're
like a lizard person.
more like a rat.
Ah. I don't know if they have a reaction whenever before their first turn in combat or not. So I'm attempting to take a step back.
Yeah, no, you're top of the initiative order, so that's what they look like. The name's there, so you already know what they are, but you would recognize that being adventurers as you are. Are you disengaging?
I'm debating.
Okay.
Yes, I will bonus action disengage.
Okay.
Taking a step back there.
Alrighty.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but these things look like were rats, which are not normally good, right?
It would be very disturbing if a human turned into a rat. Yes, that probably is a good assumption.
All right. Well, when I disengage and step back, when I'm about 15 feet from that front guy, I'm pulling out my bow and taking a shot at him.
Okay.
Holy crap! These things are. I don't know what they are.
All right. So you shoot your arrow at him.
This is going to be a joke, isn't it? Oh, it actually did damage. Wow.
So you hit it, and as you hit it, you see that the arrow actually pounds into their skin.
Wait. That's not supposed to be piercing. That's supposed to be bludgeoning damage. I'm missing something.
No worries. You see it kind of pushes into the skin, and it bounces right back out, and there's no bruise on the skin at all.
Oh, my bad. I was using the wrong thing.
No worries.
Here's the correct damage.
Sure. No problem.
Because I forgot I had that new short bow.
All right. So that one does hit. So Eris, you're up.
I probably don't know what's going on other than hearing them out there.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Ah, no worries. And well, yeah, because you closed the door, right?
Yeah, I close the door and I'm like leaning against it.
Yeah, exactly. So why don't you do a perception roll at disadvantage with the door being closed?
You said perception, right?
Yep, disadvantage. Yep. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't click it. Thanks.
No, no problem.
Yeah, nope, you don't know.
How bad was it? Oh, not this bad.
Yeah, not too bad.
Alright, so yeah, we don't want your money. We just want to know about the goblins.
And he's like, what's? I'm a little nervous. You got the door closed now. This makes me really scared. Actually. I don't know what happened. That's really weird. I could have swore. Oh, I know what happened. I apologize. They're not maces. That's Oric's weapon. They have swords. So I apologize. I'm like, why does he have a different weapon? This is really weird. So he takes a stab over at Nar. Oh. And he stabs Nar with the sword.
Hey, I'm not with those guys. I'm just here for a bath.
Yeah, right. That's something Nar would say. And this one comes running over and stabs at Jack Brass as well. And he misses with his attack. And since he missed with the attack, he tries to bite Jack Brass's arm. Oh my gosh. So he does.
Uh-oh. How can you infect a metal thing?
He just takes damage.
I was gonna say, well, I'm a
Gassie's all over
perfect. I got this, no disease.
it. Gassie's all over it. All right, Gassie, you're up.
I'll step into the room
All right.
and I'm gonna
See this dwarf
actually
barging through these bead wall, right?
I'll move right up to there.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I'm gonna use my word of radiance on those three guys.
Nice. That sounds great. Two failed, looks like.
Automatically
Yeah, go ahead. What's up?
leave the one out, right?
Yeah, it should. Yep. Yep, it did. If you hadn't targeted, it does. Nice.
That's it for me.
Okay. All right. Number 11. So 11 is going to swing its sword at you, Gassie. Ooh, he hits. Gassie, it just keeps going, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yep. And then
They never miss me.
I know they don't. It's something that this adventure truly hates dwarves. Jack, you're up.
Jack moves over there.
Alrighty, he'll take a swing at you.
Help protect Nar.
Yep, no problem. Oh, he hit you with the sword.
And my little hammer comes out.
Alrighty. Nice, that's a hit. And you crush that one, and he collapses. And as he does, he changes back into a rat, a giant rat. All right, human one. Not so human. Swings a Gassie. That misses.
Finally.
And, yeah, right. And then he tries to take a bite at you as well, Gassie. Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Gassie, I need a here, I got you. Oops. Oh, that went to everybody. Never mind. That should be Gassie. Sorry. Y'all can clear it. That's fine. That's frustrating. And where's the bite? Here's the bite. All right, Gassie. So you feel that the teeth sink into your arm, just between the areas of your armor, kind of on the wrist there as it bites down, and you can feel like the drool just dripping off, and it releases quickly. Tar? That falls on you, Gassie.
Yeah, I'm just trying to look at
Okay.
his list.
No worries. Sometimes when I say somebody's name and they forget that they're playing the character, so I just want to make sure. Take your time. It's all right.
I do it all the time. Don't feel bad.
Yeah, it's hard when you're looking at a new character for the first time.
He's gonna use dissonant whispers on the one that's just to the left of him there, or right of him.
Okay. Oh, nice. He fails. Nice job.
You should make those rolls for him more often.
Yeah, he has a hard time with those, doesn't he?
I think he has to move away from me.
He does.
He does?
As
Okay.
far away from me as speed allows on his turn, I guess.
Okay, all right, sounds good. So that's 14 that does. Perfect. That sounds great. Thank you. Oric's like, hey, what's all that noise out there? Whoops, wrong O. Let me get rid of that O. He walks over, he walks over to Eris. He's like, what's going on out there? Do you hear all that ruckus?
Back
Like
up a
somebody's-
minute to Dissonant Whispers.
What's that?
The guy moves immediately. Uses
Oh,
his
does he?
reaction
Right away?
then.
Ah, okay, cool, awesome. And it's up to his distance and speed. Is that right?
Yeah, as
Yep.
far away from me as he can get.
And
All right.
because it's his reaction, I think there can be opportunity attacks.
Oh, perfect. So Nar can take an opportunity attack. That sounds perfect.
Sorry, I was just reading it because I
No.
used to use that all the time. So I just
No. I appreciate it. So, I mean, it's not Gassy's spell anyway. So,
Yep,
sounds good.
that's why I said.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So yeah, go ahead. You can take a swing at him. Nice. Yeah. So you stab Nar. You see Nar stabs him, and as he does, it goes deep into his shoulder as he runs. But as he pulls the dagger out, the wound immediately seals shut, and he runs out into the street. Busts through the door.
Looking like a were-rat.
Yep. The door busts open, and he literally goes running down the street. You hear people screaming outside now.
So, what? I didn't hear anything out there. What are you talking about?
He's like, somebody's breaking your people are breaking apart my bathhouse.
No, they wouldn't do anything like that. About those goblins.
Screw the goblins. I want to make sure my place is okay. Lee?
I'm going to move over here going, kill those things. Holy crap. And I'm going to take a shot at the one down next to the pool.
Okay. That's a hit.
And he goes flying backwards 5 feet.
Okay, sounds good. So he goes splashing into the pool.
Look, he's leaving the sinking ship.
That was pretty good. Pretty
Are we
good.
all bards now?
I love it.
And then I'm going to grant advantage on the one next to Gassy and Jack.
Okay.
And then move back.
Sounds good.
Look, I told you, there's nothing going on. I'll open the door and look out.
All right. You see Lee's running back to the wall with his bow out.
I just close the door. Everything is fine. They're just out there talking, discussing. Yeah, so you stay right here. I'll just go check it and make sure that, everything's okay. Just relax. Sit down. Think about if you can remember anything. And yeah, I just run out the door.
Okay, sounds good.
What is going on? I leave you for 5 minutes.
I love it. You see there's a sort of a rat humanoid sitting in the pool all dripping wet standing up, and you see Gassy and Jack Brass are fighting another one, and
I'll shoot at the one in the bowl.
all right. Sounds good.
I had rolled with disadvantage because I had that check.
Oh yeah, you need to redo it again.
Yeah, you want me to?
Yep, that'd be great. Nice. I should have just taken. I forget. I have the mod that tells you if you drop the first, so I should just use that. Nice job. So its body goes flying back from the Eldritch Blast into the pool. Now the pool is
Greg?
covered in green red blood. Yeah.
That is what it means when it says dropped first 16, correct?
Yep, that's exactly
That
what
the
it means.
first roll was a 16, the second was
Correct.
a 6.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I forget to use that. That's the whole reason why I put it in, is so that we wouldn't have to re-roll if we ever did that. I just forgot. So,
Oh, I didn't even see that. Yeah.
yep.
I
So,
had disadvantage hit because I thought I was going to have to roll in another
you're
perception.
right. So, the one in the street, obviously there's people yelling and screaming and whatnot, and you guys don't know where he is. So, but you can hear through the door like the crowd is going nuts in the street. Gassy. That one just bit you. It's kind of looking at you, smiling, snarling.
I make a pointer with my finger and I poke him in the shoulder.
Sounds good. Just throws his shoulder back a little bit. Nice. Dang, Gassy, I didn't know you had that spell. Holy crap. You see his skin's all necrotic and the arm's half black, and he kind of howls out in pain.
You
And
should
that's
not
my
do
turn.
this.
Nice. That's a good hit. What was that, Gassy?
That's my turn.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Nice, Jack. So Jack pounds him to the into the ground, and down he goes.
And
Do I see anybody that looks like they have some kind of? Well, are we out of combat?
Not quite yet, because there's that
Okay.
one that's out in the street. The doors are open, so not quite, but potentially you may be. It just depends.
I gotta ask, when Nar uses his dissonant whispers, is that actually a spell? He's got it here as a Fey touch thing. Does he use up a spell slot when he uses it?
I think it's part of his ability. I think he can use it once per long rest, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, it's a spell. It looks like it's a spell. You can learn Misty Step or one. I'm not sure. So I'd have to look. I don't remember what Fey Touched is. The description is
Okay.
something it looks like he typed in.
I won't use it again today.
No problem. How about Nar? What would Nar like to do? Doors are open. You got some bodies that are in here. You hear people screaming out in the street. Eris is throwing Eldritch Blast from the hallway.
He'll walk through the doors,
Alrighty.
see if he can see the rat.
So as he walks out, he sees people on the street are pointing down the street, and you see guards are running, and it looks like that they're pointing in the direction down Lava Avenue, heading towards the east. And you see, a whole bunch of people running that way. You see other people running the other way, but you don't see the were-rat anywhere.
I'll just step back in then.
Okay, alrighty, sounds good. Keep the doors open or closed?
I'll close them.
All right, sounds good. All right.
Ding dong.
Yeah, right. The doorbell rings again. So, yeah. So you close the door and
So there's two dead rats on the floor and one in the pool, right?
yep.
Well, I think we should bring Oric out here and show him this.
Yeah. So immediately you see he opens the door. He goes, "What is going on out here?"
you seem to have a rat problem.
Oh my gosh. Oh no. Ugh. He walks over to the pool. He goes, "That's disgusting."
And there goes that 5-star rating.
He looks to Lee and he says, "Could you go in there and drain that thing? Because that's gross."
Do I
I
look
gotta
like
ask
it?
you, why would those things come here for a bath? They came in here disguised as humans.
I have no idea. That's just that's disgusting. I've never seen anything like that before. Strange, that's for sure.
Gonna use some insight on them.
Okay, sounds good.
You ever run into rat folk like that?
He looks to you and he says, No, I haven't.
I mean, you're an adventurer. You've never seen anything like this either.
No, I've never fought these. No doubt about it. I mean, this is really weird. Hmm.
So,
Well,
what aren't you telling us, Oric? Something here is going on, and you're not being 100% truthful with us.
what do you mean I'm not being truthful? I've told you everything I can. You're killing rats in my bathhouse. You're throwing down my rating, as that guy behind me said.
Well, we haven't told anybody where they came from yet, and we can still clear this up without anybody wrecking up your establishment. But you got to start being honest with us.
I, uh, I'm I'm telling
No,
you, I'm
you're
being
not.
I
I'm
am
telling you, you're not.
I am I am being. You know what? I don't like this. You guys could get out. I don't need your business in this place.
Hold
If you
on.
don't
Hold that thought. Hold that
eh,
thought.
wait, if you don't leave, I'm gonna call the guards. I'm telling you that right now.
Then you'll
Well,
have to
maybe we should
explain.
call the guards anyway.
Yeah, and then you'll have to explain why these werefolk, these were rats came in here. Hey, Gassy, I think he's under some kind of influence.
Like, I
Oh,
don't know anything. This is outrageous. Hey, get away from that door. Where are you going? You see, he immediately starts to run towards Lee as Lee enters in there. He's like, "Come back here!"
I step through, shut the door, and I'm going to attempt to lock it from that side.
This poor guy.
All right. He kind of runs over and he's like pulling on the door. He's like, "Hey, hey!" He looks back. He says, "He's not allowed in there. What's going on here? Guards, guards, guards!" And he kind of keeps
well,
yelling and
how come Gassy moved over there?
oh, whoops, wrong guy. Sorry. Where are you at, Gassy? You were here, weren't you? My
Yeah,
apologies. Oh, that's even better. Then nobody could grab him. All right, my apologies.
I was
He's
wondering. Holy cow! I'm running across the floor.
yeah, right. He's like guards, and he's like yanking on the door. Guards! I can't believe. And he starts fumbling for his key ring. He's like, "Where's my keys? Where's my keys?" And he's kind of
What kind of influence are you talking about, Eris?
I don't know. It feels like that he's like under the influence of a spell. Like that's why when I cast that charm, it just didn't work on him. There's something else um, got a hold of him.
Do we have any?
Does Nar have like dispel magic or anything?
No. I'm gonna cast silence in the place.
oh, okay, all right, gotcha. I think it's a 20-foot circle. I think is that right?
I just so that nobody can hear him.
Gotcha. All righty, gotcha. So you kind of cast that, and everything goes super quiet.
Yeah,
That
that's a good spot.
penetrates walls too, doesn't it?
I don't know if it does or not. To be honest with you, I'm not quite sure the answer to that. I think it does. As he kind of works on the door, you see that he looks to you, and as it gets quiet, he grabs his mace and pulls it out and kind of looks at you all menacingly.
I'll
If we
tap.
did some damage to him, if that would break the spell.
I tap Jack on the shoulder and motion towards him, and
Okay.
like mime bonking him on the head.
Walk over and I'll bonk him on the head.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. So go ahead and do an attack. Jeez. All right.
He
Nice.
doesn't bonk out so easily.
Not so easily, right? Yeah, he's a little bit tougher. So it's super quiet there, obviously. And as you bonk him on the head, he swings his mace at you. This is with the first attack. The second. Misses with the second. Late.
Yeah, you can skip me. I'm not in that combat.
No worries. Oh, sorry, Eris. I didn't mean to skip. It's Eris's. Sorry.
If I move there, can I reach him?
Yeah.
All right, I'm not trying to like do lethal damage, so would that be rolling at disadvantage to like hit him with the hilt of my sword?
I
I'm
don't
not
know
sure
the
how that
answer to that.
works.
I'm not sure the answer to that, to be honest with you. I don't think it is. I think you can pick whether to do non-lethal damage or not. So,
Okay.
yep, we'll just do a regular attack roll. Does anybody else know off the top of their head?
You just attack them normal, and when they get down to fixing to go down,
Just
you
an
just say
unconscious?
you declare you're going to knock them unconscious.
Perfect. That's what I thought it was, but I wasn't sure. So.
Oh my gosh, he's gonna kill us. We're gonna die silently.
Well, I'll
All
take
right.
a shot at him with my crossbow.
All right. Sounds good.
Oh, that's Gassie's turn, yeah.
Oh, gassy. Oh my gosh.
He's not going to kill us.
Nice job, Gassy. Nice shot. All right, Jack.
Oh, I missed.
Ooh, it was a rough roll for you.
Is Nar outside the silence area?
He is.
Okay. He's gonna try vicious mockery. I don't know if that'll work, but
All righty. Sounds good.
Guy just has to be able to see Nar, right? Not hearing.
Yeah, I think probably that's the case. All right. He fails. If it's not, that's the way we'll roll it. So.
oops. How come that did that go on him or on Nar?
Damage to
You put it
Nar. I
on
think it went
Nar.
on Nar. Yep.
Why? Oh, because
I
I
think
hadn't
Nar has
select.
himself.
Because I hadn't select. Yeah, I had myself selected. I
Yeah,
guess.
he still would have failed the wisdom save. So
Nar's wisdom save.
Does that mean you did the damage to yourself instead of him as well?
Yeah. Now
all
I got
right.
myself and him select.
So you got
Unselected me.
all right. Sorry, I'll just fix it. Oh, there you go. That works. Perfect. I got that effect off you too, just for Nar for the future, just so you know.
Okay.
All right. Orc swings at Jack again, Oh, he dropped a 19. And then he swings again and misses with both swings. Lee? Oh, I forgot. Oh, yeah.
I did make a stealth roll back up there at some point, Greg.
Okay, I did see it, yep. You guys hit him 3 times, didn't you?
I hit him once.
You hit him once.
Jack hit him once, and I think
Gassy hit him,
tore
yeah.
him apart.
That's right. All right, cool. Lee, I did get your stealth roll, yep. So that's a hit. Almost dead. So close. So.
Okay, I'm not gonna hit him anywhere lethal. I just want him to.
You just want to knock him out?
Yeah.
Sure, no problem.
I don't know how I can do that with the crossbow, but I'll try.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Shoot him in the eye. Yeah, there you go. That probably wouldn't work. Good. And he immediately goes unconscious and collapses to the ground.
Okay, I'll
Quietly.
I'll run over and cast healing word on him.
Alrighty. Do you still have silence up, or did you take it down?
I'll take it down now. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. All right, sounds good. So suddenly the sounds from inside there come back, and you see he's down there and he's knocked out. So you're gonna cast healing word on him.
Yep.
Got it. So he just kind of mumbles and he goes, "Ugh, ugh, my head."
Are you okay?
Oh, I got a bad headache.
You were going to say something, Maris? Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Sorry, it's your turn.
Oh, no, that's it. I'm done. I just wanted to make sure he was okay.
The reason why you have a headache because this one hits you in the head with a hammer.
Ugh.
You should feel better now. Do you need this one to poke you in the eye again?
No, I don't. No, stay away from me. He kind of sits up and leans his back against the wall there and holds his head. He's like, "Oh, I got a splitting headache."
I'm going to I'm going to unlock the door and open it.
Okay,
And look
gotcha.
out.
Yep. So Lee opens up the door, and Lee, you see Oric kind of sitting there on the floor, and Mace is on the ground, and he's obviously beat up and bruised and everything, and you see the rest of the party kind of right there. And
What are you guys doing out here?
Well, we're talking to Oric. Are you feeling okay now, sir?
my head's killing me.
Yeah, you were acting kind of erratic. Do you remember what we were talking about before you kind of got knocked out?
Don't. Oh, my head.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So, you don't remember the were-rats running in here? I point to the ones, on the floor and in the pool.
He goes, "Oh my God. I haven't seen one of those in 30, 40 years. Damn, those things stink. It's going to take me a week to get that smell out of this bath."
What would they be doing in your bathhouse? There were 4 of them. One of them got away, though.
No idea. Ugh. My name's Oric. Nice to meet you. Thanks for coming in. I must have got knocked out while I was fighting them.
Well, sir, we kind of knocked you out because you were under some kind of spell.
What?
I know, I'm sorry. We didn't mean to bloody you up like this.
He turns and looks and he says, "What are you doing down there? That door's locked for a reason." "What are you, crazy? Get in here." He kind of stands up and looks at Lee. "Please, let me go sit on the edge of the pool over there for a minute, please." He walks by and kind of sits down and plops his feet next to the water, not even seeing the body in there, and just kind of grabs some of the water and splashes his face. Ugh. Ugh.
So what's the last thing you remember?
Gosh. I remember there was a guy that came in here, it was yesterday, maybe it was today, and he wanted me to let let his friends come and go as they please. Was going to pay me a fee or something like that. I told him, no, I don't do that. You got to pay every time. And the next thing I know, I'm awake and here you guys are. Man, I could use a drink. He looks over to Gassy. You got something in that holy cloak of yours I could drink? A little something to cool the veins, take away this ache.
I hand him my water,
He
thing,
nods.
my water skin.
Yeah, he's like, finally, a dwarf that knows how to carry around good stuff. He takes a drink and, pfft, what? Where's the liquor?
Well, I got news for you. You've been under this spell for at least a month because you haven't been to the Slippery Eel in that long.
Really?
Yeah,
How
what can
long's
you
it
tell
been?
us about that guy? Because, yeah, it's been about a month since anybody has seen you up at the eel.
He's like, my name's Oric.
Yeah, we got that. We might have bonked you a little bit too hard on that noggin there, sir.
Maybe. And he kind of rubs his eye and he's like, really don't have any liquor? Really? Oh. All right. He's like, I remember the guy's name. It sounded really familiar to me. For some odd reason I didn't remember meeting him before, but his name was Galen Theodore. I don't know. Does that ring a bell to anybody at all?
What does it rhyme with?
Theodore.
Thank you.
Welcome. And like, yeah, just I don't know. Anyways. And he's like, I think it's weird that that you're all in my place. And where did these things come up from the door? Is that why you were over there? Like, I just don't get it.
No, they came in through the front door.
Oh my God! Cauldron's under attack by were rats. Quick! He kind of stands up. Where's my mace? I still got some fight in me. He's like a little woozy. Sits back down. Whoa.
Yeah, take your time there, old fella.
You're telling me that Galen Theodore is the person who wanted you to let his friends go in and out of here?
Yeah, Galen Theodore. I remember him coming in. He was kind of a tall guy, human. He had some blonde hair. A really pretty attractive guy. Now that I think about it, for a human, of course. And came in, seemed to have a little bit of like air of nobility to him, a little bit of somebody that meant something. And he came in and he sat down and handed me a piece of paper. I think. Maybe I still have that. He said his name was Galen Theodore, said he was important and had a few guys that wanted to come in and out anytime they wanted. I close at midnight. I don't keep this place open late. And he kind of walks in there and he's kind of mumbling as he's walking and he goes back to the desk and he sits down and he starts rifling. Where the hell is that piece of paper? And you see him kind of rifling through and he stops and he looks at the ledger. He's like, Oh my God, nobody's been here for a month? How am I still even in business? I'm not going to be able to pay my taxes. He's like, I can't find that piece of paper.
Well, I got some news for you. Galen's been dead for at least 100 years.
What?
Yes.
Uh. Oh
Look at
shit.
your logbooks.
You're right. I should have known that. I've lived here long enough. I should be aware of that. Uh, you're right. Damn it. I got tricked, didn't I?
It sure seems like something's going on.
And he's like, wait, we met.
I don't recall. Maybe you've seen me over at the anvil, but I don't
Oh,
remember meeting
yeah.
you.
Right. I have seen you over there. You do pretty good work for a human.
So I've been told. Not up to dwarven standards, but I'm good enough
No.
as a human.
Yeah. You do well for your race. Well, I don't know what's going on here, but he walks back. He's like, think we need to tell the guard that we're under attack by were-rats. He walks over and he checks the door to make sure it's locked. He goes, phew, good, that door's locked.
What do you keep
There's
locked
some
down
kind
there?
of creatures down there.
Excuse me?
There's some kind of creatures downstairs.
He's like, that's down to the underworld. That's the Underdark. You don't want to go down there. That's bad. I keep that door locked. I've been wanting to get it filled in, but the damn city guard, they're busy doing other stuff. So
That's probably where those were-rats were coming from.
my lock looks okay. I mean, it's intact. They didn't break through.
Well, since you've had this little spell cast on you, there's been an issue with the lockmaker in this town. Do you know Gelv? Do you remember
Yeah.
him?
Yeah, Gelv and I, we drink all the time. Good guy, man. Lots of good stories, I got to tell you. I like his stories. They're good. I enjoy throwing a few back with him. Where the hell is Gelv, anyways? I should
He's in
probably
a
go
bit
over.
of a situation right now. It's
What?
some kind of little scandal.
What happened?
He's made all of the locks in town, or the majority of locks, and he's got the master key to all of them.
What?
Yeah, I'm
Gelv?
serious. Yes.
Get out of here. I always thought he was a little weird, but I didn't think he was that weird. Huh. Well, good thing I didn't let him work on my locks. Never trust to know him as far as you can throw him. That's what I always say.
No, that's something I can actually agree with.
Wow.
So,
Put one of the
where do you-
benches out.
Lee is just wandering around looking at things.
Yeah, he's checking out everywhere, right? He found the towel room. He's found the changing rooms.
I pulled the bench out of that first room right there and brought it around and set it down here behind Jack and sitting on it.
Oh, okay, all right, sounds good.
So, Jack, Lee, did you see something down there?
I heard some noises. There might be a lot more of these things down there.
Was it more of the rats?
I don't know for sure, but what it sounded like yeah, it could be. There was some kind of monstrous sounding chatter and some dogs barking, and I heard some scraping noises. I don't know what that was.
Maybe we should check it out.
Orc, do you mind if we go check it out? We came here actually investigating some goblins that have been causing some trouble up in the city.
He looks at you and He blinks his one eye a couple times, and he looks down, and he's all bloodied and battered, and he's like, "I think I'm okay. I'll just stay up here and clean up the were rats."
You might want to keep your front doors open there just to help air it out some in here.
He looks at you and says, "That's a good idea." Like, the thing is, I got to get to the bottom of that pool to open up the drain to drain that thing out, and I'm not looking forward to getting in there. He's now recognized that there's a body in there. Like, oh God, oh, he pukes in there and then runs over here into one of these and starts washing off as fast as he can.
You can see washed his face and everything.
Exactly. Right.
Guess there goes that natural spring rating.
Yeah, right.
Are we going down?
I think so.
All right, then.
All right.
Okay, guys.
Pop open that door.
Yeah, I pull the bench out of the way so I can unlock the door and we can go down.
All right. It's a 5-foot passageway. So what's the marching order for your group, or who goes down first, second, third, fourth, fifth, that type of thing?
Jack Brass to go first. He'll keep, well, he's stick close to Nar, so hopefully Nar sticks with him.
All right.
Yeah, Nar will be
Second
right behind
then,
Jack, and then Gassy.
Guess I'll bring up the rear.
Does everybody have ways to see in the dark, or does somebody have a light source?
I think everybody can see in the dark now, can't they?
Jack puts his goggles on.
Alrighty. Ooh, nice.
And then
That's
turned his
perfect.
headlamp on.
All right. So, as you guys go down the stairs, see that they descend about 30 feet. Unfortunately, this map I didn't notice is, I don't know why they do this, but they rotate them. So west is down, but I'll fix it for next session. So you see there's a 5-foot wide corridor, Jack, as you get there, that runs east and west, or you can see left and right. The masonry is covered with crude graffiti that's written in chalk, blood, and slime, excrement, and other unrecognizable substances on the walls. To the east, you hear, which would be to the north, right? You hear a large cacophony of monstrous chatter, barking dogs, and scraping noises. And then you see on the south wall, there's 2 openings, and you can see that one of them has 2 beds. They look like bunks that are in there. The other one appears to be empty. You also see that there are doors that looks like they used to seal those openings, but they've been removed, but the hinges are still in place. Gassy or Nar, I think, would still have. I don't think it's been an hour yet. Maybe it has, but this is what written on the wall.
Interesting. Drakthar is dead. Long live Drakthar is what it says on the wall, and whatever that writing material is.
You recognize as it's poop.
Jack scratches on it and sniffs it.
It's poop.
This one does not smell anything.
It's clearly poop. At least he didn't taste
I think
it.
you should wash your hands later. At least he didn't taste that. Cheech and Chong reference.
Right.
Taste?
No, at least we don't step in it. That's what they say.
I make sure I walk right down the middle of the stairwell so I don't brush against the walls.
Okay. Probably a good idea.
I don't see why Lee would care.
I have my standards. I don't always do.
It smells like poop. I get it.
It's
All
not
right.
really the poop that bothers me. It's the less recognizable stuff that I'm worried about.
Right. All right, Jack. So
Which way did you say it was down?
yeah, down is west.
The noises are coming from the north or
Correct.
up.
Yep. As you peek into as you peek into that room there, you see that the room is has four pillars that support the ceiling, and it's otherwise empty, except for you see there's multiple graffiti that covers the wall, and the southern door is ajar. And you see there's wooden cots that are here, and there's folded wool blankets that are neatly pushed against the walls. And you see that the beds are actually very clean and well put together. And as you kind of peer in there, you see that that's sort of a storeroom of sorts. I think I have a few more comments for. I don't know if Nara would read the rest of this, but what's on the walls here? Yeah,
Sure. If he could read it, he'd read it.
Yep.
Jack Brass looks around and says, someone has shitty handwriting.
Oh, that was really good.
Oh, I'll just repeat all those.
Okay.
Drakthar owns this. Drakthar is the fog. As a wolf, Drakthar hunts. And I don't know what this last one is referenced to, but its snark smells like dung.
Jack, as you peer into that room there, you see that it is a storeroom of sorts. You see that there are crates and chests and casks that fill the room. Each one is burned with a symbol that represents a bird cage. And you see there is like narrow passageways that goes through the boxes and everything. And you see that it opens up and the back side of this opens up.